Punchboard Media,
where we all
bring something
to the table.
Pull up a chair
at punchboardmedia.com.
Party Gamecast will show you what to play, giving you ideas when you don't know what to do or say. Party Gamecast, it's all fun and games, we'll show you new ideas to play. Party Gamecast, having fun is easy when you know what games to play. Party Gamecast will show you what to play, giving you ideas so you can party away.
Hey everybody, welcome to another real weird episode of the Party Gamecast, featuring the Party Gamecast, a podcast about party games and games you take to parties. I am your host for this episode, Bruce. Thank you so much for listening. I want to take a moment to once again apologize to everybody for how spotty these recordings are becoming with us releasing them. The whole pandemic is really put a terrible kind of kink in how we do things. I'm just going to let you into the process a little bit just so you understand. Normally how we do these episodes is we all kind of talk on Discord about what games we think we might want to cover. And normally that's kind of part of what I do, is I look through all of the games out there and I kind of pick a handful of games that we might want to talk about and I present them to everybody. And before the pandemic, the last thing we were doing was we were starting to institute a program for our Patreon backers where we'd actually let them vote on the games we would cover for the episode. So we would give folks a vote of one game, and then normally for the thing that we play at the end of the episode, it's whatever we wanted to choose. But we'd make the main one for the episode what people wanted to hear. And it was becoming a really great system because it let us know what everybody out there actually wants to hear rather than us guessing. In some cases, it was starting to surprise us. So we really liked that. We would do that, then we would all get together on a Sunday, play the game, eat dinner together, and then record the episode. And then we would also do the What the Food, and we would cover a second game for Patreon and all that great stuff. And it was a pretty effective system. We'd get together like once a month. Sometimes we would do like a hard couple days run, so we'd have an extra one in the can. That was something Mike, especially during the time when he was editing, cared very deeply about, was that we had a little bit of extra content ready to go. And then with this now, it's just we haven't found our footing for how to do this. So I actually want to reach out to everybody out there if you're listening. Let us know on social media. Reach out to me on the hotline at 30partygame, 30 PARTYGAME. Feel free to email me if you want to at thepartygamecast@gmail.com. We're trying to figure out how to continue and what you would want to hear from us. So here's the thing. We're pretty sure the way we were doing things is not going to work for a while. Being able to actually physically be in the same place, play the same game, eat the same food, and do it all exactly like we were doing. We anticipate there will at least eventually be a day we will be able to do that. It's just not necessarily going to be very soon, and we want to continue to make content because we really like doing it. So I want to know, if you're out there, you're listening, what would you like to see the change look like for the time being? Now, once again, this is not what we want to see as a permanent change, but for right now, are you okay if we cover games that are like not really party games, but they're things that we're playing on Zoom? Do you want to hear sort of our opinions about other kind of non-gaming stuff? What the Food we can still pretty much do, because especially if we find local weird food, we can either mail them to each other or drop them off to each other and then just find a way to record together, which there are quite a few different programs, and we are aware of some of them, so that we can all talk together and hear each other and all that kind of stuff. The quality is going to be about the same as it was the last episode when we all talked together, where some of us sounded good and some of us didn't. But I think that's just going to have to be one of the things we accept right now during this period. And I hope that becomes the biggest problem that we have. But do you want to hear us talk about sort of physical games, but that we have found a way to play on Zoom? Do you want to hear us talk about like video games that we're playing, and especially like video board game adaptations? Do you only want to hear about those if we can play them together? Like, let us know what you would want content to sound like, because I don't think we want to just keep doing the same episode over and over again of us talking about like what we just played and what it's like gaming in a pandemic. I don't know that that's a compelling episode over and over again. I know for a lot of people, for a lot of shows, the hey, what did you just play is a lot of the show that they do. I don't necessarily feel like that's what we do, but if it's what you want to hear and it's what you would like to hear from us, it's certainly what we will do during this period where we're kind of trying to get our footing and put the pieces together. Once again, I think that what the foods are going to be okay. I think we're going to be able to find ways to work that out where, like I said, we can kind of take a car ride to a couple of the folks that are close and just drop things off on their porch and make it so that we can get that up and running again. And that is our hope for like an episode coming out in maybe like mid-July. Also for July, I know what we're going to do is Rocky and I, at least, are going to review the Switch game Clubhouse Games. Clubhouse Games is a package on the, I always want to say the Wii because I'm old, on the Switch that plays just a whole bunch of like old classics like chess and checkers and backgammon. We're really trying to like get under the hood of that game and talk about what's good, what's bad, why you would want to consider it. We are about to take, as you are listening to this, at least as this is coming out, tomorrow we're about to take a road trip down to Florida for reasons. And on that road trip, we're probably going to have to stop places and we're going to actually get some use out of it on the road, trying it in different ways. So we want to try it as a single-player game on a TV screen, as a multiplayer game just using the Switch off the dock. So we want to be able to give you a pretty decent and thorough examination of that. So I feel like for July, it's going to be Rocky and I doing that, and then all of us doing some sort of what the food thing. And that's probably what July is going to sound like. But assuming that we are still in this situation, which I have every reason to believe that we will be, I want to know what you would like the future, like I said, for the current times, for this show to be. Are you okay if we just do a what are we talking about? Do you let us know, because I'm really curious what people would like to hear. But once again, I think like us all playing a party game and talking about a party game is going to be tough right now. There are some things we're going to be able to do over Zoom, and that may be kind of the most immediate fix, but let us know what you would like to hear, what you would want to hear, what you'd be willing to listen to, all that kind of stuff, and we'll try to use that to kind of mold the show in the future. Also, I'd like to take a quick moment right now to thank our sponsors. One of our sponsors is Power to the Meeple at powertothemeeple.com. Check out their website. They have free shipping at over $100. They are a friendly online game store. They support a whole bunch of different shows, including ours. I was going to say according to ours, but no, including ours. They also support the Spiel Foundation, which does just amazing stuff. I think it will be announced Monday, technically, and this will be coming out in all good theory like Saturday night, so tomorrow I guess it'll be announced. I think will be my first appearance on the Spiel, the show. So that'll be something. Not only will I be involved in as much as that I support Power to the Meeple at powertothemeeple.com and the money that they give to the Spiel Foundation, but I will also be a part of the podcast, The Spiel, at least as one of their contributors when they do the big contribution episodes where a bunch of people are on the episode. So I'm proud to be a part now of not only on board games at times, but the Spiel at times. The hope is, and I don't want to give too much away. I'm hoping I'm not giving too much away here. But the hope would be is that once the world starts turning again and things get to normal and they do Spielathons again, that I would kind of come in and be a host on some Spielathons that for their live events that help raise money for the Spiel Foundation, that I would be able to step in and be a part of those. Some other partners of Power to the Meeple. They also sponsor Cardboard Carnage, Blue Peg, Pink Peg, the Brawlin' Brothers, and of course us. We sincerely appreciate their support, and we remind you, check out their games. They have low prices. They have shipping at $100. They help a whole bunch of shows. They help the Spiel Foundation, and they're well worth checking out if you're looking for games to play with your family at home while you kind of wait for all the doors and the gates to open and everything to be safe, or if you're looking for things once those doors and gates are open that you want to play with your friends. If you're looking for games you want to play over Zoom or over any other possible online system. Yeah, I don't really know how I was going to finish that, but I feel like you can tell that while I'm saying it. Check out those games at Power to the Meeple at powertothemeeple.com. I know I personally am waiting for an order. I am very excited to get the new stuff for Unmatched. I am super excited to get the Raptors versus InGen, and Cobble and Fog comes out next month. I'm going to be grabbing that. All kinds of other stuff as I look through their pages, but those are the first things that I've asked them to reserve for me. So a lot of cool games over there at great prices, helping a whole bunch of people, those of us that are in the hobby and media makers. So yeah, check them out at powertothemeeple.com. So yeah, I wanted to get that ad in there. It may sound like that was recorded separately from what I'm doing now, but it wasn't. I also realized it was a little rambly, so I apologize for that. But I feel like if you've listened to this long enough, you're used to what it sounds like when I kind of go off on a tangent just a little bit. So once again, we are super curious what you would like the future of the Party Gamecast to look like for the time right now. Once again, I can't state that enough, that it will not be a permanent change. Once we can get together in one place and do what we've done for 6 or 7 years now, we want to do exactly that. We just have to figure out a game plan in the meantime and in between time. But right now, let's go into some old content. For the first part of this content, we're going to go into... let's go for a What the Food. What the Food? We're going to go to What the Food about wrap snacks. So I'll be back to you on the other side. Hey! Patreons at Patreon at Petroniusnesses. Yeah. Hey,
That's
this is...
a thing.
This is
Patronus?
this
It's
our
is
thing.
Or Patron.
No, I think
Maybe
that's
that's
something
somewhere
else.
else.
Oh,
Did
are
you
they
get a sponsor?
sponsoring us
Yeah.
now?
If only.
I
If
would
only.
Hashtag not a
endorse.
sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah, hashtag not a sponsor. We could get them and the Grillo's Pickle sponsorship we've been so desperately trying for so long.
Oh, that'd be
So,
an
are we
amazing
pickling-
meal
Are
right
we
there.
pickling
So-
stuff in tequila now?
No, it's a pickleback for your tequila.
Oh,
Hey, I'm the moderator, Bruce, joining me on this What the Food
What the food?
What is food?
is
Baby,
Rocky.
don't eat
Baby,
me.
don't hurt me. Nah. Okay.
That was not well moderated.
No.
sir.
No,
No.
that was
Sorry.
terrible.
I was
But
trying to
moderate
fight
yourself.
That was
Yeah.
not
Our
meowing also.
moderator, Bruce.
Yeah.
I was trying to fight it, and then it just got a hold of me. Hey, Rob.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Not bad, not bad, not bad.
Hey. Okay.
It's been a while since we've been here, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't usually have in-depth conversation at the beginning.
No,
So,
we don't. Also
a little
joining us on the
off
show
guard.
is
Wait,
Marty.
did we start off with awkward instead of ending with it?
Yeah, I believe that is exactly what it is. We're turning it on its head. We're reinventing it. Thank you.
This is the new medium.
Ooh.
Also joining us on the show is Mike.
This is the new large.
I think it's the same as the old large.
Damn it.
And also Brian.
So are we not doing the awkward?
I thought we did the awkward at the...
No. Well, this is
or
what
not.
the food. We're not supposed to do the awkward at the end on these. It's just
No.
on the main show.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Don't you remember the format?
Hardly.
Oh.
But I
Be
You
tried.
should go
honest,
back
sometimes-
and
we
listen.
have a format.
Yeah, no, we kind of have a format.
Yeah, it's on the script. Read it.
We have a
Oh.
script.
Yes.
Yes.
We did. Why
Oh.
did we not give
Our
you
secret
one?
is out.
It's written on
This
the
is-
back of these chips.
This is all scripted, folks.
So let's jump into what we're covering on this particular... What the food?
What the
The
food?
food.
What is food?
Baby, don't eat me.
Thank you. If you do it, it stops me from... I'm like Roger Rabbit with shave and a haircut.
No.
So, a couple of months ago, we found Wrap Snacks, and we loved Wrap Snacks. And a lot of you through social media and through any way you can find us have been like, "Oh my goodness, Wrap Snacks! We should so Wrap Snack right now." So at PAX Unplugged, P&J came up to me with just a bag of chips, and they were like, "Hey, here in Philadelphia, they have all the Wrap Snacks. Here are all the Wrap Snacks." So they gave us 4 bags of Wrap Snacks. One bag was the Fetty Wap ones that we already did in the last episode.
Yes.
So we have 3 bags of Wrap Snacks to talk about. So let's get into the snacks.
Very good. Very good. You ready? Are you ready?
I hope. Are you ready?
I think you're ready, Rocky.
Are you ready for barbecuing with my honey, Romeo Miller?
I only hope I am. Is Romeo Miller Romeo?
I feel like you would know better than I would. I think so, but
Yeah.
Oh, that's a glaring hole in my rap knowledge. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it is me too, and that's fine. That's fine. Brian's looking up for us right now to tell us a little bit about Romeo Miller. Do we have anything on the bag to help us out here?
His pops told him to keep your head on straight and do what you love. Yeah,
And that's what we're doing here.
Inspiration. Yeah.
We're trying to follow.
Formerly Lil Romeo. yeah.
There you
There
go.
you go.
Okay, so that's
So he's
good.
grown
He's
up.
not so little anymore.
Okay.
So little.
Okay.
Well, he's got honeys now.
Well, he's
yeah.
got honey
A
now.
bag full of them.
All right.
There's the radio.
Yeah.
There's
that
all
is-
the radio.
That is good radio.
Smells like barbecue.
Well, that's the most we can
Yeah.
hope for. The question is does it have a dab of my honeys or whatever?
Hold on.
Oh,
Yes.
Rocky did dab.
Yeah, Rocky with a
you
visual
guys,
joke.
Did you
You're
guys
welcome.
see her do the dab through the microphone?
I'm pretty sure there's more than a dab of honey because these are downright sparkly.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sparkle chips.
That's what I want. They're
Yeah.
like vampires.
Yeah, that might be salt,
Get
actually.
that flavor.
Let's see what we have going on here.
Yeah, they are.
Let me huff on this bag a little bit. Yeah, they smell like barbecue chips.
Yeah, it smells like barbecue and sweet.
I'm gonna eat it.
Okay. So once again, Romeo Miller, formerly Little Romeo, barbecuing with my honey.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
honey barbecue.
Yeah, it's honey barbecue.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fine honey barbecue. Yeah.
That is a very tasty chip.
I like that the wrap snacks tend to be full of the flavor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
a lot
you don't
of-
have to try and hope that you get one with a lot of it.
Yeah, a lot of other brands are kind of hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
Like one chip is almost too much flavor, and then the other one is bland.
Yeah, that's not just the thing I have to say I like about at least the wrap snacks we've had so far, and we'll be a little more knowledgeable in, I don't know, about 10 minutes. But, is that, yeah, like, there aren't, like, on an Utz chip, and I like Utz chips, but you're right, like, some of them are just like a regular potato chip, and then others have way too much seasoning, and then, like, the seasoning on wrap snacks seems to be pretty consistent across every single chip in the bag, which I think is noteworthy.
I think that's one of the things I always liked Utz Ripples
Yeah.
because they're extruded, and so the seasoning is in them,
Yep.
and they're better. Because, yeah, a lot of times it's like, oh, this is just a regular potato chip with not even any salt, and then here's one that's, like, making my taste buds
Like
angry.
a crust of
Yeah.
flavor on the chip. And
Yeah, you're like, there's more crust on this chip than chip, and now my taste buds are broken.
Yeah.
These don't do these are fantastic.
So let's check this. Would you take it to a party? Rock?
Oh yes.
Marty?
Yeah.
Mike?
Absolutely.
Brian?
Definitely.
And I feel the same way. If you would take barbecue chips, which should be just about any party, you should definitely take these in place of probably the barbecue chips you are taking.
I think Ripley would too.
Yes, Ripley shut
Yes.
up within seconds of us opening these bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, it's worth noting that we actually have an open microphone at the table, and Ripley has seated himself right in front of it.
Yeah, normally he waits or begs from the ground. He's like right up on the table.
And now he's stealing a potato chip.
Yep.
Yep, he has.
And
He's
he
gotten
didn't
himself a
decide not
potato
to go
chip.
far because he's a very lazy cat.
He's eating it right next to the pit bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, right in front of me.
So there you go.
Yeah. So we're going to jump into our second chip. Introduce it, tell us what's on the back, and then I have a little story to share.
All right. So this is sour cream with a dab of ranch. It specifies
Nice.
because it's Migos. Would you like to know the inspirational quote from Migos?
I would love to know the inspirational quote from Migos.
Dabbing is a lifestyle.
I'm inspired.
Dab-
I
dabbing's
know
a
I
lifestyle,
am
y'all.
definitely
I-
inspired.
Every day I remind myself.
Now, while you're opening this bag, I just want to share a little something. So we've talked about wrap snacks before, and this led Boards Alive. They said that as soon they're Canadian, we've talked about it, they've done the Canadian chip exchange with us in the past. And they said as soon as they crossed the border, they grabbed wrap snacks, and they grabbed these, and they said, meh. So, like I'd said, all the wrap snacks that we had encountered, and up until this moment is still that way, are some of the best chips that we've come across. Maybe not always like the most original or the most like ridiculous or in any way absurd snacks, but they do basic really well.
Yeah, like the regular flavors compared to, speaking of Canadians, President's Choice,
Yes.
or whatever those are,
Sorry.
that do, like they do crazier flavors, but like if you just had a honey barbecue from President's and
Yeah, it's-
this, it would be the same.
Yeah.
So we're laughing because I took some chips out of the bag from the sour cream with a dab of ranch, and the cat is trying to reach into my hand to steal them.
Yeah,
He is
he's
very excited.
way less patient than he normally is. He really likes wrap snacks.
Yeah.
He's actually reaching out with a paw
Yeah.
to knock them out of her hand.
So they smell like sour cream and onion. Cat, chill for a minute.
Yes.
Hang
Chill
on.
pickle.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So let's see what we have here.
I mean, that is as advertised. It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. I guess if you don't like sour cream and onion, but like if you like them,
Is it me or are these a little bit sweeter? It's almost like sour cream and onion and sugar.
Yeah.
there's a tartness or sweet or some kind of something at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little sweet.
I think that seems to be the pattern. Is that the honey?
Oh, seriously? Now I offered it to him. He didn't want it. He actually ran away.
It's better
Oh.
when you steal it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I like it, although it is definitely like sweeter, I think, than
Yeah.
a normal sour cream ranch chip. But I ain't mad at it.
No.
No,
No, it's good.
Yeah.
I think I like the barbecue ones better so far.
Yes, but I generally like barbecue better than I like sour cream and onion anyway. So
I think I'm in on this sour cream ranch a little bit more. There's something about that sour cream ranch, a little bit of sugar that I actually kind of dig.
it does have a more distinctive flavor. Like the barbecue ones were really good, but they weren't. I mean, they're barbecue honey chips. Like
Yeah.
I would actually say emphasis on the honey. That one was also a little
Yeah.
sweeter than I was expecting. But I like sweet stuff, so I liked it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to agree.
I wish it was ranchier, because it's definitely
I do
sour
not.
cream forward.
Well, it is sour cream with a dab of
Yeah.
ranch.
They
There's
were
not a
not
ton of
gonna-
ranch. Would you take it to a party, Rock?
Yeah, I would.
Marty?
Yeah.
Mike?
Sure.
Brian?
Definitely.
Yeah, me too. Me too. If I was going to take sour cream chips, I would take these in place of the sour cream chips I was going to take before. So I have to say, Boards Alive, you know we love you, but I don't know what your problem is. I don't know what you wanted this to be that it's not, I guess, is the
I think
the
they might
question.
be comparing it to the President's Choice Thai curry chips, which are amazing.
Yeah, I
No
mean,
real
like,
comparison.
But
there.
you shouldn't do that unless you're doing some sort of snack bracket or crazy thing.
yeah, in which
Yeah,
case,
I don't know who the heck would do that.
yeah, if you're going to do a snack bracket, then maybe we need to talk about that. Maybe we have a snack bracket we probably have a snack bracket from a long time ago we should put out, don't we?
We still have one that we've never put out yet.
That we should put that out.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the
it's
other
like
episode.
2 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the last episode we recorded before our break.
Yeah, it was Snackamania.
I edited it and it never made out. It was
Can-
one of the two I edited.
Yeah, then...
That's how I know it exists.
Can we put
Yeah.
like a vault noise at the beginning?
I mean,
Yes.
we could give it to like patrons as a fancy, like, here's a thank you, and then
Hey patrons, you're here as we are having this discussion. You will be getting a full snack bracketology episode that'll be coming out at some point out of the vault.
That is
From-
totally timely.
from 2015, 2016.
I think 2017. I think it was like the day before WrestleMania 2016.
Wow.
Okay, yeah, I think it was summer 2016. I know it was
It
like
was like
July.
1978.
Yeah, it was back. It was.
And we were in our wood-paneled study.
The killer is it's in potato quality and it's wearing bell bottoms, but it's coming to you. And I'm going to say that, yeah, definitely, if I was going to take ranch chips, I would take these in place of those ranch chips. We have one more wrap snack, Rock. Hit us with it. Let us. What's going on?
I hear you guys like barbecue.
I like barbecue.
Okay. Well, this one is much more detailed on the bag than the other ones.
Okay.
At the top, it says, "Stay true to who you are."
Every day I try to.
Cheddar barbecue, Cardi B.
Now, like,
Ew.
we got, and what I love about rap snacks, there's some heavy hitter rappers here.
Yeah.
Which is where I would put Cardi B.
Oh, is she? I can't even.
People know who she is. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even
Money.
finish with my
Yeah.
sarcasm.
Yeah, even I
doesn't
have
work.
heard of her, so that is a thing.
I'm a fan.
She actually, she actually has a really good quote on the back.
No, well, let's do it.
Being successful in life and in the music business is all about being true to who you are, knowing your self-worth, never sweating the small things, and always following your gut instincts. If you follow this rule of thumb, it will eventually create a recipe for success.
Now,
Cardi B.
none of that is about snacks, which makes
No.
me nervous because I'm about to try her snacks, not
Yeah.
her music.
Well, it's an inspirational quote.
It is
Yeah.
an inspirational
Yeah.
quote.
It should inspire you to eat things.
Well, let's try it. So let's see what we have here, because I think Cardi B has a couple in here. Is this the cheese curls or are these more chips?
These are chips.
Okay, let's see what we've got.
It smells like nothing.
Okay, so not cheddar barbecue.
Oh,
I hope
makes
she
me
was true
nervous.
to cheddar barbecue.
As I remember, they make this flavor in like every format that they
Okay.
make. Like, it's weird. They don't usually do that, but for some reason, Cardi B's cheddar barbecue is in like cheesy poofs and chips and whatever other things.
Because
They
they were
make,
like, we have
two or
Cardi
three-
B.
Yeah, but the other ones, I mean, they have names just as big as her or have in the past.
I suppose that's true.
But yeah, I remember when I looked on their website last time, it was weird because hers they usually do like one or two flavors. For her,
Yeah.
they did one flavor, but in every format.
Yeah. So we'll see here. Cheddar barbecue seems like an interesting combo. Once again, I don't know that it's going to like reinvent chips.
Putting the chip like directly in front of my nose, I get some barbecue.
yeah,
Because-
but like the bag didn't smell like it at
No,
all.
it really doesn't.
Yeah.
No, the bag just smells like the inside of an Amazon warehouse.
Sadness?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's also got that little sweetness to it.
Yeah.
And it's definitely emphasis on the cheddar.
Yeah, it's cheddar first and then barbecue.
Really? Because I'm not detecting much of the cheddar.
It's not a heavy cheddar, but it's cheesy first and then it's kind of barbecuey on the finish.
Okay.
Those are fun.
They're not
Yeah.
bad.
It's a spicier barbecue than the other one.
I don't know. I don't know that I'm feeling these quite like everybody else's. They're certainly not bad.
I like because they got a little bit of heat at the end. Those are fun.
So,
I would like the heat without the cheddar, actually.
yeah, I think so.
I think it would, like the honey and the heat of the barbecue, I think would work really well.
And I think that's what made Fetty Wap so good, because that's what that was. That was the jalapeno.
You don't think that was his music?
I don't think it helped the chip, no.
Okay.
It may have helped sell the chip, but I don't think it helped the chip at all.
Are they like plants where they play the music on the production line?
I was hoping that was true. With like, oh, we're making the Cardi B ones today, and then they have to just change the playlist.
Yeah.
So what'd you take him to a party, Rock?
Yes, I would.
Marty?
I wouldn't go out of my way like the other ones, but I would take them if I had them.
Okay. Mike?
Yeah, I would take these.
Brian?
Is this the kind of party where I'd take incredibly delicious barbecue flavored chips?
Yes.
I mean, I guess if I could find that kind of party, sure.
I mean, you should always look for that kind of party.
Okay. I mean, it seems weird, but okay.
It's a very specific party.
It's a very specific kind of party,
Yeah.
but you're a real specific dude.
I really am.
Yeah.
But at least they would be playing Cardi B at that party.
That's
Oh
true.
yeah, you got to play that as you walk in with these chips, though.
Oh, of
Oh,
course.
That's
Like
the
entry
requirement.
music, yeah. That's your ring music.
And I think the same thing. I would definitely take these. So let's do one more thing since we've talked about 3 of these. Is rank them for me. Tell me your number 3, your number 2, your number 1. Rocky, are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
I'm certainly trying because it's a very close race for me.
Okay.
Well, okay, third is not close race.
Okay.
That is the Migos, the sour cream with a dab of ranch.
Okay.
They're not bad. They're just not my favorite.
Okay.
I think by a hair, Cardi B is in second.
And that makes Romeo Miller with Barbecue with My Honey
Yes,
your number one chip.
because it was just a nice balance of sweet and tangy barbecue.
Nice.
Mhm.
How about you, Marty?
It's hard because they're all good in what they're trying to do. It's not a question of which one's better. It's just which one I'm in the mood for.
Yeah, but I'm asking you the question, which one's better, Marty? That's the question I asked.
And in the spirit of the politics, I'm answering my question.
Fair enough.
It would be really a toss-up for me. They're all about the same for me.
Okay, so Marty with a non-answer. Mike, how about you?
Yeah, I think I would put... Actually, I think I'd put Cardi B at the bottom.
Okay, Cardi B's Cheddar Barbecue.
With Migos in the middle, and
Yep.
then, the Honey Barbecue.
And the Romeo Miller Barbecue
not,
with My
not
Honey.
as Lil Romeo.
Not as Little Romeo. Romeo Miller.
Yes. Mr. Miller.
Mr.
we'll call
Miller.
him.
How about you, Brian?
Just quick sampling of Romeo chip, just to make sure. I
You're
feel
not
like
allowed to sample more than 7 seconds of that chip, I think.
yeah,
And even that's a lie.
royalties.
They'll
Um,
still sue you even if you sample 7 seconds of that chip.
So I was gonna launch into some Cardi B lyrics, and I couldn't find any that
Well,
were
fair enough.
allowed. But I'm gonna go basically the reverse order that we tasted them. I like the cheddar barbecue because the barbecue is bold and spicy.
Okay, so that's your number 1 or that's your
That's
number
my number
3?
1.
That's your number 1 is Cardi B Cheddar
Mhm.
Barbecue.
Yeah, because the barbecue it really came through on that one,
Okay.
whereas the other ones it was more honey. Then the Migos sour cream and onion with dab of ranch.
Okay.
It's kind of in the middle, and then the Romeo Miller barbecuing with my honey, really
Okay.
good. But just they're sweet mostly, and there's the barbecue's kind of, and to me, it's a good chip, but I like a little something else than just sweet.
And I think the thing to note is that we said we'd take all these to a party. They're all good.
Oh,
it
yeah.
just seems to be, since this is what we do, why not jump in and rank them? I'm going to put Cardi B at number 3, just barely. Still a great chip, but not the one that I would most want. I'm going to put the Barbecue with My Honey, the Romeo Miller, in the middle. And at the top, I'm going to go Sour Cream with a dab of ranch from Migos. That, I think, is the one that I like the most of the 3, because it just kind of like, I like that sour cream ranch and then like a hint of sweet at the end. I just think a whole lot of fun. So there you go. There is our What the Food for all you fine folks that take the time to support us here on Patreon. We thank you so much. I've been your moderator, Bruce, joining me on the show.
Money.
Honey.
Dab.
I don't know what the theme was for any of those. I'm sorry. Goodbye.
And we're back. That was sure rap snacky, wasn't it? That was sure a thing. We ate a whole bunch of snacks and talked about them. I know we mentioned this last episode, but with us not being able to do the podcast as regularly as we could before, there are all kinds of other things that Rocky and I are doing. So we want to kind of highlight those to let you know what's going on, because we feel like we still want to be a place where people that want to play party games can meet and can do things together. So we have been streaming for the last few months now. We have a pretty regular streaming schedule, although right now, as you hear this, we are ceasing streaming for a brief period. I think we're keeping one show running for the next week, while once again we head down to Florida and come back. So as I'm recording this, it is right before July. It is June the 28th, technically, that I'm recording this, and most likely when you're hearing it is also June the 28th. Right now, our schedule is this. We do it on twitch.tv/thepartygamecast, all one long word. Every Wednesday night, we do something we call Date Night, where lately we've been playing Dream Daddy, the daddy dating simulator. Rocky and I do it. We do kind of crazy voices for the characters and do our best to kind of ad-lib fast, cold read, voiceover work on the game while everybody in the chat makes the decisions for our characters. We have our character Frankenbeans and his daughter Amanda Beans, or Amanda, whatever her name is if you play, is probably one of the better characters in gaming in quite a while. We really love that game. We're really having a ton of fun with it. And if you want to join us, we would love to see you. That is on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. East. We do it from 8 to about 9 p.m. every week. We would love to see you there if that's a thing that you think you might enjoy. And that will continue to go. I don't think we have any breaks for that. All the rest of the program, we have breaks in until the 11th of July. But the other two things that we do is I do a Friday night trivia game, which is going to fall under a banner for a new project I'm working on. I'll tell you about in just a second. But it is called It's Quiz Time. And we do it once again from about 8 to 9 p.m. on Friday nights. And It's Quiz Time is just like if you do like bar trivia or any kind of trivia game. It's stream of consciousness trivia where I just sort of read trivia at you and you answer questions on your phone. It's about a 45-minute game. It's about 15 questions we do every week with a cool little leaderboard. No prizes, but just a way to spend some time, have some fun. If you find that on a Friday night, you really are kind of missing what used to be pub trivia or bar trivia, wherever you are, it's a thing I do that I think is a lot of fun. We're also hoping in our next run that we will then, that's 8 p.m. every Friday night. I'm hoping at 10 p.m. I'll actually be doing a little bit of a game show called the 20-minute board game quiz show. In the 20-minute board game quiz show, we will stream live every week, and then we will put up on YouTube at some point slightly later, because if you're a Twitch affiliate, you have to wait 24 hours. It's a whole thing. But we're looking for contestants for that game. If you think you know your board games, it's a Jeopardy-style board game that we play, or a Jeopardy-style game show that we play in about 20 minutes. And then every Saturday night, and I feel like most of you know about this because we see people popping in and popping out all the time. Every Saturday night, starting at 6 p.m. and running till nearly midnight most weeks, we do the Jackbox Pajama Party, where Rocky and I sit in our PJs and host Jackbox games all night. And that is the thing that, to me, most feels like a party gamecast kind of thing to do. We try to be a place for everyone to come and play games and hang out and play party games together. And that is just a thing that we're doing while it is so difficult to get everyone together and to play games in one place. We kind of hope that provides a nice kind of virtual space for everyone to play games. So all kinds of streaming stuff that we're doing. Once again, on Wednesday nights, date night, that is not going to have any breaks. Everything else is going to have breaks until, I believe, the quiz show stuff will come back on the 10th of July, and the Jackbox Pajama Party will come back on the 11th of July. But follow our social media and we'll tell you about that. There's also one other project that Rocky and I are working on. We've put a couple episodes out. It's called Board Game the Game Show. It is a game show that we film from our basement here. I say film because I'm old, that we record from our basement here in beautiful Baltimore, Maryland. We have guests from all over the country that come in and play sort of our game showed up versions of board games. You can check it out on Twitter at BG The Game Show, and you can also find links there. We've done a couple of practice episodes with some board game personalities. We hope eventually, if you're out there and you're listening and it sounds like a thing you'd want to try, we're trying to get sponsors, make it a real game, and have people that are not just board game personalities come on and play for real prizes. We think it's a thing that's going to become kind of a big deal. We're hoping. I'm sort of betting heavy on it, to be real honest with you, because I think it's a cool new thing that nobody else is exactly doing right now. So once again, if you're like, hey, I like board games, I like game shows, I want to see what they look like together, go to on Twitter at BG The Game Show, and you'll find links to our first 3 episodes. Hopefully, by the time you're listening to this, we should have 4 or 5 episodes up. We're learning. As you watch it, if you think like, oh, this needs music here, or this is paced weird, that's what we're practicing, is we're trying to get ourselves to where we have a really sharp, slick show before we kind of show it to the entire world. But if you're out there and that's the kind of thing you think you might be interested in, check it out. Rocky and I are having a lot of fun with it. We think we've done some really kind of cool twists on what game shows are and how board games are used on them. We kind of did it, if you remember the episode where we flipped over with Flip the Table, where we did our crossover episode, the game we covered for their show was a game called Remote Control. And I would say very much a lot of the inspiration for Board Game the Game Show comes from Remote Control. So we're just kind of super happy about that and excited it's a new project we can work on, and it's in video. Don't worry, we're going to continue doing the Party Game Cast. Like I said, we do kind of have some issues about how that will continue, but we want to hear what you want to hear, and we're going to make that. And as for video, like I said, we have Board Game the Game Show. We're in preview episodes right now. They've been coming out once a week, normally on like Sunday morning. So I think this time, because I'm going to have to make it on the road, it might come out Monday or Tuesday morning. But yeah, we're putting them out once a week. We're going to take a break in between seasons. But in all good theory, we will pick whatever time it is we're going to release them, and they'll come out once a week, and you'll get a chance to check them out once that's a real thing. But right now, if you want to check out preview episodes, once again, at BG The Game Show. So now let's go on to our next piece of Party Gamecast content, going into an old Patreon party episode where we talk about Cute Animals on Fire. It is a game, and you're going to hear us talk a lot about it, so I'm not going to go into too much depth right here, but it is a game that is involved with something called Super Art Fight, which is a live action. Once again, in the before times you could do this, people would pour into like dive bars and watch people like wrestling, role play, battle Pictionary. I know. Just take a listen, and I'll talk to you on the other side. Hey, everybody. Hey, all of our patrons at patreon.com. I'm your moderator, Bruce. Joining me on the show is Rocky.
Hey.
Marty.
Hey.
Mike.
Hey.
And Brian.
Hi.
Hi, Brian.
What's up?
Nothing much.
Yeah.
We're just here doing our Patreon content.
Oh, is that what we're doing? I
Yeah.
didn't realize. I was just here.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna do something.
What's Patreon?
Patreon is a magical island. It's actually one of the Balkan islands. It's something, and Patreon.
And Bruce, what do you call the people who support us on Patreon?
I call them Patroniuses. That's what I call them, patrons.
It's just different enough that we won't get sued by what's her name, the Harry Potter lady.
Yeah,
They're not Patronuses.
It's not like we made a pinball machine. How mad could you possibly be about it?
Your reference went over my head.
No, I understand. I want people to look that up because for some reason there's no Harry Potter pinball machine because she won't let there be.
J.K. Rowling doesn't like pinball?
J.K. Rowling, for some reason, has a personal dislike and hatred of specifically pinball.
That is
Which
weird.
particularly offends Bruce.
Yeah, no, it hits me at home. It's not like I would have enjoyed that machine for the theme, but I would
say,
like to know what would be
you're
out there.
such a Harry Potter fan that you can't confine your two favorite things of Harry Potter and pinball?
Oh, no, I'm a pinball playing a potterdom, is that what they're called? Potters? Would I be I'm a potter.
A pothead?
I don't even know what you're
pothead.
going for.
The fans of Harry Potter, they're potheads, right?
No.
No, well then I've misunderstood
I mean,
for
they
years.
might also be, but they're not.
You're not called a pothead?
They're separate categories that can overlap sometimes.
I think they just categorize themselves by house in a school, so they just go around saying, I'm a puffin stuff or whatever.
Okay.
Is
I've heard-
HR puffing stuff?
Yes.
Like they work in HR?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the ones who have a nice career in an office. and-
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They're HP Puffin stuffs, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah. Yeah, like Harry Potter.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm an HP Puffin stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. I've heard that before.
Like
Not
like
Xerox puffing stuff.
No.
No.
Not yet, anyway.
No.
Okay.
So,
What are the other houses? Skimbleshanks?
I think it's Puffin Floor.
Topical.
Puffin Pass and
Oh.
Skimbleshanks and Steve. I think that's one of the houses that just
I'm
named
a Steve.
I'm Steve. You're like,
Yeah.
really? You're specifically Steve? No, my name is Albacore Muffin Fluff.
Albacore, like the tuna?
Yeah, I was thinking.
Albacore
You
Muffin
really
Fluff.
went off on that one.
But I'm also a
Magical name.
Steve.
So
Yeah.
how many listeners have we lost? Can you just hear
All
them
of them.
unsubscribing?
I hope not, because I hope they understand
What's-
how deep into the lore we are.
The reverse of that little cash register noise, the reverse of that, where
There's
they're
a-
just
where it's
taking
like-
their money back.
Shakoomp. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, on this
The big thing that says one of those no sale tags comes up.
How
Negative
many more
sale.
fandoms can we insult?
How did we get here?
I don't know. This was just a thing that happened. Thank
Oh,
you
was
so
it
much for
awkward?
supporting us, patrons.
Yeah, this is
Partisans.
the way we thank you. We're so sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're so sorry.
Mocking your favorite things with crosstalk and laughter.
Yeah. So let's jump to the game we're going to talk about this episode. Rocky, just start us at the beginning and we'll move on from there.
All right, so this game is called Cute Animals on Fire. It is made by a group called Super Art Fight, We all know who Super Art Fight is, right?
I
Yeah?
love Super Art Fight.
Yeah, they're wonderful.
Huh? What's
Okay.
Super Art Fight?
Okay,
Oh.
fair. So Super Art Fight is a group out of like the Baltimore, D.C. area, and I would best describe them as like wrestle drawing.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's fair.
Yeah. Okay. So like, okay.
Are you with us still?
no.
So it's like a competitive draw-off, but everyone's a character. Like someone dresses like a magical girl, and someone else is a giant monster, and someone else is really, really sexy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like he's Captain Sexiful.
Yeah.
Like
yeah, and
here's
there's
what
one
I-
who dresses as like a warrior lady or whatever.
Yeah, and then they also have a kaiju
Okay.
Yeah, they do.
that's just named Stompodon.
It's a kaiju,
Yes.
but it's like
Okay.
Katamari.
Yeah, it's
Kinda
like a
thing.
Katamari head Stompodon creature.
Yeah,
There's
that's the best one in my
Yeah.
opinion.
So what happens is they have a giant like piece of paper that's probably, what is it, maybe 15, 20 feet long
Huge.
and probably
Yeah.
6 or 8 feet high. And they are given a basic topic to begin. The one that I will mention this time, just because it's the one I remember from MagFest 2 years ago, which was, hey, Smash Brothers was just released, and that's big. Begin with Smash Brothers. And they both sides start to draw things on the giant canvas that are going to be like Smash Brothers related.
And to be fair, just to further the wrestling thing, it was tag teams. So there's
Yeah.
2 teams of 2 people, and they
Yeah.
would just tag in and draw.
Yeah.
One person drawing, one person watching.
Okay.
And they do get intros like wrestlers.
And
Yup.
sometimes it's for belts. like
Yeah, and there
wrestling.
Yes.
there are tag team championships, and I don't know what their world heavyweight championships called. And then they have the Golden Pen, which is sort of like Money in the Bank.
Okay.
So you face a big giant match to win the Golden Pen, and
Do
at
you have
any
to
point.
climb up a ladder and get the pen?
It'd be
So I
amazing.
didn't. I wasn't at that show. I hope so. I hope so, but I don't know.
You have to draw a ladder up to it without getting
Exactly.
interrupted.
Exactly. So this begins, and you draw things, and then every 5 minutes they spin the Wheel of Death.
Wheel of Death.
Yeah.
Wheel of Death. When that happens, each team is given a new thing they must incorporate into their drawing. So that would be things like cute animals on fire. Or, Rocky, you have the deck of cards. Give me some other ones. I know another one I remember immediately is Babe Lincoln.
Yes, Babe Lincoln.
You must then continue with your drawing, now fitting in your next topic that you're given. Every 5 minutes for 4 more runs, this Wheel of Death spins, and you're going to be given a new topic. I know at one time you're allowed to wave off one of the topics and get a new spin on the Wheel of Death. But essentially, more topics that have nothing to do with the topics you've already been drawing are going to be added. At the end of 30 minutes, each team will be given a chance to get as much applause as they possibly can, and they literally have like a sound meter, so it is as scientific as it can be, because they like to remind people, if you hate something, don't yell boo real loud, you're just helping them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And another thing, when they're drawing, they can, you're drawing at opposite ends of this big sheet of paper, but you can interact your drawings with other people. So they'll start like drawing their character, attacking one of the other person's characters, so that, you know, you can get the audience on your side of like,
Yeah.
hey, my Mega Man blew up your Princess Peach, or, you know, whatever.
Yeah, or they start with like a Pikachu, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, cute animals on fire, I'm going to light your Pikachu on fire. And then you just have like a screaming Pikachu using the Pikachu that they drew
Yeah.
that is now on fire.
Okay.
Yeah. At the end of 25 minutes, once again, they do this call for applause, and then whoever got the most applause wins. And that is essentially how Super Art Fight works if you're at a live Super Art Fight show. Is there anything I missed, guys?
You know, there's a lot of yelling and screaming and chanting, like
Yeah.
an actual wrestling match.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wacky, and
Yeah.
the characters will do little antics occasionally, especially
Yeah.
the ones that aren't drawing. But
Wait, is it fake drawing then?
And so that's the thing. I actually know one of my trivia nights, some of the people that are in the Super Art Fight are on one of the teams. And I even said to them, like, oh, we were at one of the shows and we saw a team of gods and monsters, which is Stompodon. And I cannot remember, like, the plant goddess that's with him, what her
Yeah.
name is.
yeah,
But they started in the first draw and won a gauntlet match. They won 4 matches in a row to become the #1 contenders. And I was like, oh, that's so cool that you guys did that. What a neat idea for a story. To which the person I was talking to was like, yeah, it's kind of cool that the crowd went along with that. And I said, yeah, it's really neat that, you know, like, you guys had that written, and I can't wait to see how that works. She was like, what do you mean written? And I was like, well,
Yeah.
no, like, it's wrestling, right? Like, you have a script. And she was like, no, all the people in this are real artists, And part of the reason we do it is we expect it is actually real competition. She's like, we love the pageantry and the pomp and circumstance, but like, no, that really is a sound meter, and they really do it by sound because there isn't much of a storyline, so they can kind of write it along as we actually do things. So no, it is actual competition, and that is why some of the people that are like well-known artists or graphic designers working with like Fortune 500 companies are in this, because they're like, no, it's kind of a fun way to like find a way to compete while also just drawing, you know, like cute animals on fire. So yeah, actually not fixed.
And
I was
this is
blown away.
A local thing only?
I know it has gone, like, it's been in all kinds of other places, but its main basis is out of the Baltimore, D.C. area. You'll see, like, Philadelphia or Florida or some convention, like, in Boston, because they did PAX East one year, or they'll do, like, oh my god, we brought it to Canada, but essentially it's based out of here. So about every 1 to 2 months, at somewhere like the Auto Bar or the Black Hat in D.C.
Yeah, Black Hat does it.
Yeah, you'll see it regularly, and then every so often it'll be, like, somewhere ridiculous where you're like, oh, I didn't know they went to PAX South to do it in San Antonio or something like that. But normally it's roughly around this area.
Okay.
So there is Super Art Fight. This is Super Art Fight, the home game.
Indeed.
Tell us about it, Rock.
Well, it seems very similar to actual Super Art Fight. So one person's a ref. Everybody gets a piece of paper and something to draw with. The ref flips over a card, and the cards have topics on them like unfortunate kaiju or fart bus,
fart bus,
fast food fight, etc.
Okay.
You have 2 minutes. You're going to draw your interpretation of that topic, knowing that the ref is going to pick their favorite. They can pick their favorite for any reason. So you should pander. You should pander a lot.
Oh, yeah.
So, chooser game.
Yes, it is a chooser game. Sometimes the ref will flip over a card that says combo on it. Those are a little bit different. So, like in Super Art Fight, where they're halfway through and they get a new topic, this is like that. So, instead of starting with a blank piece of paper, you're going to take one of the old drawings that is not your own. You're going to use that for the basis of your new drawing with this topic. Like majestic facial hair.
So then you would already have one that someone drew.
Yes. And
Give us a random topic just so that we know. Like any random topic.
Cats Don't Care.
So Cats Don't Care has already been drawn and judged.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're giving majestic facial hair, but you may potentially have a canvas from Cats Don't Care.
Right.
So you're having to deal with that, but convey the idea of mustaches.
Right. So, you get 2 minutes to draw. The ref chooses their favorite. They get the favorite gets the topic card, and then you keep playing until you get bored. Yeah.
And until you get bored?
Until you get bored.
Is that a rule?
Let me check the special rules. Play until someone gets bored, and then just one more round. Then call it a day.
There you go. So, yeah.
So you will be playing this while you're bored at some point, because you
Yeah.
have to play one more round
One more.
after.
Well, at least someone at the table.
Someone's going to be bored.
Yeah, we
That
did do
seems
that.
like poor planning.
I mean, we did that. You were the one who got bored, and we kept playing. Were you upset with the one more round?
Yes, I was deeply upset.
You were
Oh,
also
no.
didn't have to draw that
But I'm
round, so
always upset.
that's true.
Yeah,
that's your
that's it.
secret.
Natural state.
That is your secret. That's how you manage it.
Yes.
That's how you control it, is you're always upset. So then, what'd you think of this one? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Rocky last because she has a degree in drawing things. Marty, how'd you feel about this one?
It was an interesting concept. I like the concept. I'm not a big drawing person, so it's the straight drawing games, kind of like Pictionary and stuff like that, kind of aren't for me. But it does have this little aspect where like there's no rules that you can't use text in it, and
Yes.
so a lot of it was just making jokes out of it. So that was fun.
Yep.
But it does kind of get a little. You only have like 2 minutes to draw. So if you can't think of something right away and get it down, then you're kind of out of it for that round.
I can see that. Mike, so notoriously you are not the biggest fan of drawing games outside of Telestrations,
Right.
which you are a huge evangelist for.
Yes, I am.
Yeah. How did you feel about this one?
One of the things I really like about Telestrations is that it isn't all drawing all the time.
Yeah.
It's drawing, guessing.
Yep.
So there's sort of there's a different game interspersed with the drawing. This one is all drawing.
Okay.
You can use text because there's no rules against it, and I certainly did. I tried to write some jokes in there.
Yep.
I'm even less of a drawing enthusiast than Marty, I would say.
Okay.
So just something where I had to draw every round made me look forward to the rounds where I was the judge.
Okay. So this is still too drawing heavy for you.
It's way too drawing heavy for me.
Okay. Brian, how'd you feel about this one?
I kind of come from a similar place to like Mike or Marty, where probably one of my least favorite games is Pictionary.
Okay.
And any kind of like be spontaneously creative games. I'm sure I've mentioned it before.
Absolutely.
I don't like those. I'm not like spontaneous, but this was super fun. Even just hearing the description when we saw it at the con we were at, it looked like fun. And we've played so many chooser games. A lot of them, there's just so many out there that a lot of times they're not great.
Okay.
But this one, just because it's a mechanism that's easy to make a mediocre game,
Yeah,
and a lot of
definitely.
people did. But this, like, even just reading the description, it sounded like a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with it. I could see the replayability being pretty decent. At some point you're going to see all the cards a whole bunch, but probably take a little while.
Yeah.
So no, I was really a big fan of it. I think Tillustration still is my favorite drawing game, but this is not terribly far behind.
Okay. That's not bad at all.
One thing that I don't know if it's in the rules or not, but what we wound up doing was that towards the end, everyone was explaining their drawings, which I think actually helped, because for those of us that are not as good at drawing, we can explain what the thought process was and what we were going for.
It is absolutely allowed. It says that you're supposed to try and sell your drawing to the ref. So, so it's kind of a snake oil in that regard.
Yeah.
So that helps. You just have to try and get your idea across in the drawing, and then you can be like Bruce and just fast talk it.
Yeah, and to tie this back into the actual show, while people are drawing things, there are two commentators that sort of represent what wrestling would have, which is just two commentators like talking about the action. In this case, everyone can hear them. So it's two commentators saying like, oh, it appears to be Pikachu has come out. Pikachu's out early in the game. Oh, someone has lit Pikachu on fire. This is unbelievable. Like someone takes the time to do that kind of commentary over top of it. So the thought of that being in the game is not just the game bending itself to what a chooser game or what a pitch game is. This is it choosing to make it feel more like Super Art Fight.
Yeah, I remembered that after, I think, the second round. The first couple, I'm just like, I hope they can figure out what I drew. And then I'm like, wait, they explain everything in the show and the rules here. So I just started like kind of explaining what the wacky thing I thought I was drawing. I don't know if it helped, but like it was more fun for me when I'm like, here's the thing. I hope it's not terrible.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, I drew, we had the one with the cats don't care. And I was like, here's a cat sitting on a laptop, guy getting angry, and him scratching your couch and just like silly little jokes. But, to me, that helped to be able to explain my silly little characters that I was drawing, or not even characters, stick figures.
Yeah. So how about you, Rock? You are the main person that wanted us to play this.
Yes.
You picked up a copy.
Yes. Not knowing that we already owned a copy.
Not knowing that I'd already kickstarted a copy.
My bad.
I may have also had a hand in encouraging her to do that, and I'm sorry. I didn't know we already had a
that's
copy
fine.
either.
Well, now it's kind of fangirling because I was like, I'm talking to the people at their booth, and we're having a conversation in real life, and I'm I don't do well with even minor celebrity. So
You are minor celebrity, though.
no, I'm not. No, I'm not. You are minor
You are
celebrity.
a total celebrity.
We were at that show as panelists.
Yes, and people talk to Bruce. They don't talk to us.
They talked to you. We found two fans that talked to, they talked to Bruce first and then you, and I didn't realize they were fans.
Oh, yeah that's true. That's true.
Or I
was
would have come and said
back.
So how did you feel about this one?
I like this a lot. I think having a little tiny bit of artistic vision, not even skill, can help.
Yeah.
But it's absolutely not necessary. It's a lot of fun. The topics are interesting. Yeah, really, I found the most helpful thing is if you can't think of what to draw, just start drawing something vaguely related to the topic, and you can kind of shoehorn it in and make it work, especially at the end when you're trying to explain what you've drawn.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I think this game helped me with, different than like Pictionary, is you kind of get that analysis paralysis thing where you're like, I need to figure out what the perfect thing is and then draw it pretty well. And you just draw something and figure it out. You don't have to be like, I have the perfect picture for this.
Yeah.
Just don't worry about it. Draw something and add to it.
Now, the one thing I wanted to note was we kind of artificially in our game, because in the deck, it's a 52 card deck, 54 card deck. Some of the cards are combo, and combo means you take an old drawing and you hand those out to each person, and they have to use that old drawing to make the new drawing. To me, that is the magic of this game. That is the thing that feels like Super Art Fight. I want there to be more of that. Like, I almost want it to be like one person's the ref, every person draws a thing, and then maybe, like, all drawings and the ref card all move to the left for the next round, and you have to deal with an old drawing to make your new drawing. And maybe you do that for 3 rounds or something. Like, I would like to see something where more of that drawing on someone else's drawing is a required part of the game.
Or like instead of having one deck, have 2 separate decks with 1 regular cards and 1 combo cards, and then every like third iteration, or depending on how many people, so you don't always get stuck in the same people being the combos, is like you just draw from the combo deck.
Yeah, like I feel there's a necessity that you do maybe like 3 rounds of regular drawing just so that you have a pool of drawings to pull from to hand people. But after you get through that, I think the thing that makes this feel like Super Art Fight is once you start doing combos.
I like the unpredictability of not knowing if it's going to be a combo or not, personally.
Well, then let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
So in that game, I specifically pulled one out. Would you have liked that game there being no combos? Because that's what we would have had.
Well, I still liked the game without it, yeah. But
Okay.
it was also fun to do the combo, but I wouldn't have been mad if we didn't do it. Now,
Well,
for the sake of science, I'm glad we tried it
Yeah.
so we could talk about it.
I think with the unpredictability is you don't know which drawing you're going to get. So I think
Yeah.
that's enough. I don't think when the combo comes is really as important.
And the thing I can't tell is, and I'm going to assume, so anytime I play a game and I say to myself, well, there's clearly no way this had to be balanced for blah, blah, blah. So I think Mike, you and I have talked about this for code names, where if you look at code names, you're like, oh, they figured out a cool idea. They didn't have to do anything with the words. You know, they just put a bunch of words out there, and they figured out a cool grid, and the game works. And then we saw Codenames After Dark, the first version. We were like,
yeah.
no, they really worked real hard to make sure these words worked. Because if all of your words are like boobs and poopy, then it doesn't work anymore. The whole game breaks on itself. So I can't tell whether the things that were in combos are done in such a way, knowing that it could combo with about any other picture. So it might be that more specific combo cards would need to be made. But I like the idea of putting some way to make sure that combos come up more frequently and more regularly.
Maybe just a rule, like if it's been more than 3 rounds without a combo, force a combo.
Yeah.
You know, just the next card is automatically treated as a combo or something. Because, yeah, I agree that the combos is where it really shines. Like, it's a fun game without them.
Yes.
It's more fun with them. I do like the kind of unexpectedness, although even if you know that every third round is going to be a combo or whatever, you don't know which drawing of the previous ones you're going to draw upon, nor what you're going to be drawing on it.
Yes.
So it's still unpredictable in that sense. Because otherwise you could be like, well, I know I'm going to use this as a combo for next round, so I'm going to make it, open-ended or something.
Even if it was something like a combo deck and all the cards were printed with the same back, but you'd take 6 cards, 5 of them would be non-combo, 1 would be a combo, and you'd shuffle them together. So, in every 6 cards, 1's going to be a combo. Something like that. Like, just something so that I know they're going to come up in a regular interval and that luck's never going to completely remove them from the game. But that, you're right, they don't come up frequently, and I don't know when exactly it's going to happen, so I can't try to make art knowing that that's going to happen.
That kind of fits like the live play. They know every 5 minutes or whatever the topic is changing, but I believe, isn't there something where they sometimes, do they have to draw on other people's, or is it, I forget what the Wheel of Death does.
You don't have to, but you should.
Yeah, so it's...
I think the audience just loves when they do that. So
it's probably just that they like that, do that. So, but encouraging that in this game, I think would be good. I'm not sure how to do that mechanically, other than stacking more combo cards in the deck.
Yeah, and that may be the thing. And I would say, just like you said, Rock, this is a great game without that. But to me, the secret sauce of what would make it feel even more like Super Art Fight is to just make sure a little bit more of that is in there. So then let's do the question we do every single show. Would you take it to a party, Rock?
Yes, I would.
Marty?
Depends on who was going to be there. If I knew it was going to be like more artsy people, then yes. If it was more kind of like a little bit more hardcore game people, then probably not.
Okay. How about you, Mike?
I might take it to a party and sort of teach it to people and drop it off, but I don't think I'd play it.
Okay. How about you, Brian?
Almost definitely. It does depend on the crowd. I know there's just some people who can't have fun drawing or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'd say 9 times out of 10, if it's a kind of place where I was already going to take some sort of game, then this is a chooser mechanism. It's easy to figure out. It's super fun. Yeah, I'd take it.
Yeah, I think for me, this is a crowd-dependent game only because any game that expects you to sort of to ad-lib it's always going to be a crowd-dependent game, and you can't be 100% sure that you've got people that are ready to do that.
Yeah, and it's a little more ad-libby than like Telestrations. Like I find Telestrations Telestrations is still one of my favorite games ever. And it's more approachable than this. But I think if you have already taken Telestrations to that group, you could probably take this on a second visit.
Yeah, and if you have people that have that kind of that improv muscle that some people have, they're going to do okay with this. With the drawing, and it's going to be a great experience because the topics are really well done. I'm sure they're ones that have probably been done on the shows, the live events they've done before. So they're really a lot of fun. It really gives you a bunch of cool ideas. They have cool art on them to kind of push you towards a direction, so you have some idea of how any person would kind of convey this idea, which I think is super duper cool. Just a really neat game. But yeah, I'm gonna say, just like any of these improv games, it is definitely crowd dependent. Although I would say this is not as crowd dependent as many of them are, because it still has that chooser thing bolted in, so you can kind of get your licks in somehow. Like Mike was able to say, like, I can't draw, but I think I can write some decent jokes, and won the game that we played.
Yeah, I would say for someone who doesn't like the game, you had 3 points, and the next closest was 2 at Rocky, and then most of us didn't have any.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think that says, it's not the fact that I didn't do well at it that made me not like it. Yeah. It was just not my. It's just not
your thing.
Yeah, but you're winning. What else is involved in enjoyment? That's what life is all about. Winning and Lamentation of Women, I think.
Yeah, I think it's Lamentation of the Women.
Something.
So I'm going to jump back on to make sure that we finish with a different...
That was a Conan reference.
No one remembers Conan?
So that everyone's clear.
And I remember Conan.
Yeah.
Pepper Charm remembers.
Okay.
So I'm just going to jump on once again to say, yeah, if you have art people or people that can do the improv thing, I think they're really going to like this. I would take this to a party if I had any of those type of people. I would say, yeah, if it's going to be all hardcore gamery gamers, this is not the one you're going to win them over with, I don't think. But it's also neat just to have a game to explain the idea of Super Art Fight to people, just to give you some sort of a way to do that.
Yeah, and definitely check out Super Art Fight if you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they're on the internet.
Yeah, I believe they're at superartfight.com.
Yeah, it's a unique enough term. Just Google it. You'll find them.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for listening, patrons. I've been your moderator, Bruce. Joining me on the show.
That's me.
And me.
Art.
Gods and Monsters.
And thank you so much for listening. And welcome back. That was sure a romp, wasn't it? We talked about games. We talked about live events that at the time we recorded that would have been a real thing. Yeah. So we're heading to the end of the show here. I want to do a little bit more business and thank some people that have been supporting us. I always want to thank our What the Food sponsor, Speakman Spew Spa. Always out there, always supporting us, always wonderful. Speakman Spew Spa. If you can find a corner, just go use it. I'm trying to remember. I remember that when we had the Yark Yurt, that it was, if you can find a corner, use it. I cannot remember Speakman Spew Spa off the top of my head, but I know that the conglomeration, the corporation that owns all of those, will completely understand. I believe it's also the same company that owns the chicken wigs that have appeared both on here and on Board Game, the game show, or they will have by the time the next episode comes out. I also want to take the time right now to thank a whole bunch of patrons. There are a lot of you that have been kind enough to support us, even as sort of the episodes are getting a little thinner, and I thank you, because I understand as a patron myself for a lot of things that you think that you're supporting something and then things change and you have to think about, what you're doing and why you're doing it and all that great stuff. So I just want to thank everybody that's taken the time to support what we're doing here. We have so many people that support us at the $10 and up level, and we read your names here. First, I want to thank Power to the Meeple, powertothemeeple.com, of course, one of our main sponsors, and we thank you so much. I want to thank Jerry Reese. Jerry Reese has been supporting us for months. Thank you so much. Brian Ganninger, I want to thank you. Brian, if I mispronounce your name this time, it's because I'm not looking at the thing in front of me, and that's my fault. And I feel like I want to say it's Ganninger. And either way, I'm sorry if I mispronounce that. I will fix it next time when we actually do a full recorded thing. Stephen Quaid, I want to thank you so much for your support constantly over the years and also right now. Mike Cooper, I want to thank you so much for what you have done for the show. We sincerely appreciate it. And everybody else out there that has taken the time. we really appreciate it. It shows us a couple things. One, it helps us get things like new games to try. So once we're ready to go, that'll happen. It helps us with food, especially now that we're going to be having to take food from door to door and get it to people. We're going to have to just buy more of it to make sure we can get it to everybody so we can give everybody kind of sealed packages and stuff. It helps us with cords when things break down. It helps us when microphones go bad and we need to replace a microphone really quickly. It helps us if a monitor goes down. We can patch up a monitor real fast. We can just buy a brand new one. It really helps us a ton produce this show. And I want to thank you so much for your continued support. Like I said, especially as things get a little dodgy here, but I think we're about to pick up the pieces and find a way to move for the future. But once again, we want your help with that. Let us know what it is you want to hear from us from the Party Gamecast. We want to be able to deliver that to you as best we can. Additionally, like I said, we are doing a bunch of streaming to kind of fill in the gaps so that people can find sort of a beacon place to play some games, and we hope we can be that for you. But with all of that, I think this is probably time for me to sign off. We will be back with an episode in July. Once again, we are going to be talking about mine and Rocky's experiences with the Switch game Clubhouse Games. We're going to figure out some what the food to eat, and we're going to take your suggestions. Whatever you want to hear from us, we're going to try to do. And I'm going to take this time right now to thank you so much once again for listening. Please tell people about the show. We certainly appreciate it. Have them find us on social media at Party Gamecast anywhere on social media. If you have any questions, once again, feel free to call us at 30 Party Game, 30 PARTYGAME. Leave off that last E for savings. You don't need it. It's 8 digits. There's 7 digits in a phone number. If you want to contact me directly, feel free to do that. Some people are doing it on Board Game Geek. Which is kind of cool. I check it sporadically, but I'm there as Brusco. Or you can just contact me directly at thepartygamecast@gmail.com, and I can answer your questions there. So once again, please be safe, be clean, be good, stay sane, and I will talk to you in a couple of weeks. Bye.